И его соперник, который сейчас займет золотой угол ринга. Из Владикавказа, Северная Осетия, Алания, Россия. Приветствуйте, Алан Кугаев! Итак, дамы и господа, нас ожидает один из самых интригующих поединков сегодняшнего вечера. Впереди 6 раундов бокса в весовой категории до 67 килограммов. Боксеру в черном углу 25 лет. Его рост 175 сантиметров, официальный вес 67 килограммов ровно. Мастер спорта международного класса. Чемпион Узбекистана, чемпион Азии, победитель игр БРИКС с профессиональным рекордом, который насчитывает 3 боя, 3 победы и 2 из них нокаутом из Андижана, Узбекистан по прозвищу Гладиатор Xavasbek Asadullayev! И его сопернику напротив в золотом углу 26 лет. Рост 181 сантиметр. Вес также 67 килограммов ровно. Он чемпион России среди профессионалов. Чемпион Евразийского боксерского парламента с безупречным рекордом. 19 боев, 19 побед, 9 из них нокаутом. Из Владикавказа, Северная Осетия, Алания, Россия, Алан Кугаев! Рефери поединка Сергей Журкин, Россия.
Head up, no low blow, no holding. Listen and follow my command. Good luck.
Good luck, champ.
So there a look at the tail of the tape between these unbeaten professionals. What a contest we have in store. 6 rounds. IBA Pro card between undefeated young boxers. The southpaw wearing the black trimmed with gold, the more compact figure is Xavasbek Abdullayev, 25 years of age, from Andijan in Uzbekistan. Featured on an IBA card in November last year in Samara in Russia. He's got a 3-0 record in the conventional professional ranks.
No holding, Alan, no holding, no holding.
But he's a man who, having made his professional debut in February 2021, some 4 years ago, has switched with terrific success in between the paid code and the 3-round code of IBA boxing in the vest and head guard. So much so that he comes to the ring as the reigning Asian Elite Continental Champion, winning 4 contests out of 4 in Chiang Mai in Thailand in December to claim that Continental gold. His opponent, the orthodox boxer wearing the white trimmed with gold, is Alan Krugayev.
No holding.
26 years of age, from Vladikavkaz in Russia. He's amassed a perfect 19-0 record in the professional ranks. 9 of those wins coming inside the distance for a 47% KO ratio. So again, speaks to the nature of the matchmaking on these IBA Pro cards, that it's a battle of unbeatens. Just getting his legs in something of a tangle is Asadullayev. bobbing and weaving. He scored with a right hook upstairs, was countered by a left hook to the body by Qugayev. Nice tidy uppercut on the inside, countered by a right uppercut from the southpaw in black. So again, you can see from the different statures, each man trying to enjoy success in their preferred territory, and it was good success at mid-range with hooks and uppercuts around the corner and underneath from Qugayev. Asadullayev looking to get close
No holding. No holding.
and unload leather at short range.
Alan, no holding. No holding.
Oh, two solid shots, right uppercut followed by left hook out of the southpaw stance from Asadullayev, countered by a sharp shooting single from
Xavasbek,
Qugayev.
Head up.
2.5 minutes gone in this opening round. Two-phase attack. Came behind a three-punch combination from Asadullayev. Right cross followed by left hook to the body in response from Qugayev. Some of the action from that opening round. Wonderful accuracy on that southpaw left. Kept the attack going to follow up in a reverse 1-2. Southpaw jab was snaked out, counter, punching to the body, bringing right hooks up to the head on that marauding attack from Xavasbek Asadullayev. His 3 wins in the professional ranks. 2 of them have come inside the distance.
Секундомер за
2 outings. His 1 outing
второй раунд.
in Samara on the IBA stage.
Stop.
He went the 6-round distance. So he's made a brisk start to this IBA Pro contest, scheduled for 6. Action in the 67-kilogram division, just above the imperial measurement of 147 pounds. But every inch a welterweight contest, and it's the southpaw Asian champion, Asian continental champion over 3 rounds, who is just looking to dictate the pace here now, quickening up his feet a little bit, creeping forwards over that front foot, reaching for the southpaw left, but was made to miss by the counterclockwise movement of Qugayev. Qugayev, when he's on the inside and trying to tie up his man, Asadullayev is doing a terrific job of scoring effectively with his lead hand. Nice layback and then follow-up attack with the lead right stick from Asadullayev. And again, making his man miss, then making him pay with a terrific attack to the body. Beautiful right-left combination, the left cross checking the chin of Qugayev. Took it well, but it was a shot which landed flush. That left hook straying into kidney punch territory from Qugayev. Hands being held around his pecs here now, the taller boxer. Scores with a good left jab to the body as he dipped the knees and drove it on a steep downward trajectory. Good straight right to the body with a cross. Nice right hook to end that 3-shot combination. And as counterintuitive as it may sound, I think the first 2 shots in that 3-shot salvo from Asadullayev weren't meant to find a range, just keep the man occupied and then follow up with a fusillade just as he's doing here. Look at how he pulled the defenses down with his right glove before scoring with the southpaw left over the top. Wonderful ring craft being demonstrated by Asadullayev, who's been spoken to by the referee about the conversation he's holding with Qugayev. Ernest Hemingway said that boxing is the most honest conversation 2 men can have, but I think he was talking about activity with the fist and feet rather than of the verbal variety. But it's another good passage of the round being enjoyed by Asadullayev, the southpaw wearing black. And again, left crosses and hooks crashing home against Kugayev. There he scores with a good right hand to the body, indicating it was low. Was Asadullayev who said, okay, that's how you want to play, bring it to me, and enjoys more success as he gets back over the front foot to score with left crosses. Sharp shooting 1-2 from Kugayev. Big swing and a miss with the left hand out of the southpaw stance from Asadullayev, and he's now quickening up the tempo as the 10-second clapper sounds. Sporting touch of gloves between the two as the non-verbal conversation continues. Just a little bit of a grin from Kugayev. Sporting touch of gloves to conclude the round. For my money, it is the man in the opposite corner who has made the brisker start, and I think that body language from the coach is perhaps indicative of his, that he shares the same opinion, as if to say, what are you doing? You've got to pick it up. Because Asadullayev was able to score repeatedly with a wide variety of shots, both straight and with the bent arm out of that southpaw stance.
Секунданты за ринг. Третий раунд.
So we move into the third round of an IBA Pro contest scheduled for 6 in the 67 kilogram division. Mention the fact that the man wearing the black trimmed with gold, Xavasbek Asadullayev, comes to the ring as the reigning Asian Continental Champion. Alan Kugayev is a former Russian national champion at super welterweight. Just dabbing at his brow after the heads came together on the inside. All but one of Kugayev's fights have taken place in his homeland. The exception to that, his 7th outing. He traveled to neighboring Georgia to extend his perfect record. Quickness with the jab, it was tricked out in rapid-fire fashion by Asadullayev, and again, the manner in which he's able to go through the gears is eye-catching indeed as he's continuing to control the distance and pile up the points behind that trusty southpaw lead right stick. Counter right hand in response from Kugayev. But again, he's being outworked and outscored and outpunched here now. And it's not as though Asadullayev is putting forth feather-light punches. He really is getting some respectable power and pop onto his shots. And the reason I mention that is that it's often a philosophical debate in the boxing ring. Are 10 feather-light scoring jabs more valuable on the scorecard than one howitzer of a left hook? But I don't think the disparity in power is such to bring that philosophical question into play here. Good work to the body by Kugayev. Scored effectively with a couple of left hooks downstairs in this recent passage of the round. There he's looking for a counter right uppercut. But again, just got to ensure that he's not outworked as the boxers exchanging right hands. It's a lead southpaw right jab from Asadullayev and a backhand from Kugayev. But Asadullayev appearing to be a more athletic figure here, and right on cue, made his man miss, then made him pay, and keeping the attack going, following up with a fusillade of punches that just had Kugayev covering up and not altogether successfully. There he scores with a wonderful left hook to the body, swayed over to his left, turned the palm up to the ring lights and was able to dig it beneath the right elbow of the Asian champion. Hesitate to use the word amateur. Beautiful combination, keeping the attack going and backing up Kugayev towards the corner. There's a sharp shooting right cross success, but then look at the price he's made to pay. Very much a case of first and third boxing during that passage of the round, produced by Xavasbek Asadullayev. Well, as you'd expect from a former Russian national champion, Alan Kugayev over in the gold corner, the opposite corner, showcasing his skills, but far more of them are being exhibited by the southpaw out of the black corner. Again, manner in which he's able to spin around the target, give his man angles. It was a wonderful right cross, but it came after a cluster of punches and then was followed by that to make it the first and final word in the exchange for Asadullayev. So, halfway through this contest scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the 67 kilogram division. Xavasbek, Asadullayev, for my money, with the edge in what is a really competitive contest so far. And we saw Qilami's corner, the orthodox boxer in the white and gold, saw his coach turn his palms upwards at the end of the second round as if to say, well, what are you doing? And I think the same message is being communicated once again, because he's come out for this fourth round with greater urgency, trying to get himself back into the contest, or at least make a favorable impression on the judges' scorecards, because with 3 rounds completed, for what it's worth, I've got all 3 of them scored in favor of Asadullayev. And credit to Qilamiz, because he is trying to increase his punch output, but then, like the competitor he is, Asadullayev meeting him and indeed raising him to ensure that he maintains the advantage in that regard. Double left hand, uppercut, then hook, followed by a southpaw right from Asadullayev. Not particularly accurate during that attempted combination. So good portion of the round during that exchange at center ring enjoyed by Qilamiz. Counter right hand to the body is an effective shot, and then a right cross upstairs, which was punctuated by a success downstairs for Asadullayev. But Qilamiz has really picked up the pace here. Now a different posture being presented, a shimmying, pivoting on the back foot like a latter-day Jersey Joe Walcott is Asadullayev, just trying to present a different look to Qilamiz, perhaps in response to the increased punch output that he is being faced with, because he's finding it a little more difficult now to get his own successes off. He's being countered as he was by that left hook here. A little bit of high stepping in response from Qilamiz. The 2 men try to get inside the mind of their opponent. Left hook to the body was inaccurate. He was made to pay by a 2-shot counter from Asadullayev was Qilamiz. 2 men just fainting on the edge of range. Solid left hook clubbed home on the inside by Qilamiz. As again, skipping back to his work out of that southpaw stance is Asadullayev.
No holding, no push, Xavasbek, no push. No holding, Kalan, no holding.
So the 2 men entangled on the inside, the referee content to allow them to work it out, and then almost a gentleman's agreement before the sound of the bell. Okay, I'll let go if you'll let go. But remember, the referee's mantra, the boxing mantra, is to protect yourself at all times, so neither of them willing to break before the sound of the bell. Some of the action from the 4th round, a round where Qilamiz did pick up the pace. Quality has always been there, but he was able to showcase more of it in this round, getting the better of some of the exchanges. And again, the body language he received from his coach as he made his way back to the gold corner, suggesting that his coach still wants more. Six-round distance doesn't hold fears for either of these boxers. Each of them have navigated the 6-round distance on numerous occasions, and of course, having been a former national champion at super welterweight, the 10-round distance has been experienced by Qilamiz on a couple of occasions. So we move into the 5th round of a scheduled 6th, and coming out bombing away with that backhand is Qilamiz. The right hand, always a good antidote against the southpaw stance. And when he's led off, he has put a different complexion on the contest, has Kugayev. When he's waited and sought to play counterpuncher, there was a slapping right hand which checked the chin of Asadullayev from Kugayev. But when he's waited and allowed Asadullayev to get off first, well, that has been in favor of the southpaw wearing the black trimmed with gold, just as he's demonstrating here. But of course, to lead off and maintain the pressure takes quite an energy tank. He was able to do that for portions of the fourth round. Can he continue that here in the fifth, just as he did there? Good left hook to the body from Kugayev. Sumptuous left hook downstairs from Kugayev, but countered immediately by a cluster of punches. And the combination kept going, quarrying away just above the belt line with that southpaw backhand. Here's Asadullayev. And the referee speaking to both boxers that those withering body attacks may be straying below the belt line, but straight back to the body goes Kugayev, seeking to sap the energy out of the southpaw wearing black. Body punching can be difficult to score, but it's an investment that can reap huge dividends because it can really deplete the energy levels of your opponent and render them increasingly stationary as the bout progresses. Both men demonstrated the art of body punching beautifully. There's a tidy right hook on the inside out of the orthodox stance from Kugayev. Picture perfect left hook downstairs once again, sunk in beneath the elbow of Asadullayev. He scores with it once more, but double right jab left cross attempted by Asadullayev. Counter right hand not too far away from Kugayev. And the quality on display, beautiful double backhand to jolt the head backhand again. Right hand leads, proving a really profitable punch for Alan Kugayev through this passage of the round. Aware of that, Asadullayev going in search of his get back. Takes another left hook downstairs once again. Just pivoting in the pocket to give his man angles. 10-second clapper sounds, closing stages of round number 5 in what has been a very good round by Kugayev. His right hand successes have been notable and plentiful. So maybe overstating things to state that this has been a contest of two halves, because each of the 5 completed rounds have been competitive, but in the last 2 rounds, this man has made a discernible difference in terms of his punch output. He's picked up the pace, he's let his hands go with more frequency, and his right hand has been really eye-catching, able to score with it repeatedly. Asadullayev always in the contest, but he's been given far more to think about through rounds 4 and 5 as a result of the increased activity being produced by Alan Kugayev.
Секунданты сдают. Финальный 6-й раунд.
Time.
So a little bit of a tardy exit
Please.
Good luck.
Box.
by the coaches to begin the 6th and final round. And then wonderful to see that sportsmanship between the two boxers in a contest where we've seen terrific skill exhibited, as evidenced by that burst of punches to body and head from Alan Kugayev. Xavasbek, Asadullayev started really briskly out of his southpaw stance, but in rounds 4 and 5, Kugayev really clambered his way back into the contest. And in the event that we go to the scorecards, and this round isn't a 10-8 round by way of domination or decking your opponent, well, it could make things very interesting indeed on the scorecards of the 3 judges. Exchange of shots with Kugayev scoring effectively downstairs, countered by success to the head from Asadullayev. There was more success for both boxers during that exchange. We approach the halfway stage of this round. So a little bit of showboating being produced now by Asadullayev, and again, maybe seeking to enter bout management mode, thinking that he's done enough. There's a brief cameo of an Ali shuffle out of that southpaw stance by Asadullayev. Crowded against the ropes, and Kagayev was able to tag him with a couple of punches. Well, it's all smiles over in that black corner. They must feel that their man is comfortably in front, but look at that barrage of punches to the body. Beautiful work downstairs, shoveling in hooks beneath the elbows, but then back comes Asadullayev, while Kagayev perhaps allowing his energy levels to recover after that volley of punches. Asadullayev made hay with an effective combination of straight shots upstairs. And it's been that type of contest, particularly in round 4 and 5. Chin checker of a left hook unfurled by Kagayev. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 6th and final round. Beautiful two-shot combination, and keeping the attack going to have success from both flanks is Asadullayev. Big swing and a miss with the overhand left. The right hook which followed it was inaccurate as well. And then on the sound of the 10-second clapper, Asadullayev content to play matador, skipping his way around the boxing ring. As I say that, he takes up standing sentry near the neutral corner, allowing Alan Kagayev to tee off. Terrific contest in this IBA Pro bout over the 6 3-minute rounds in the 67 kilogram division. Well, for what it's worth, I think that the man in black has probably done enough to edge this contest, but it was a terrific response in round 4 and particularly round 5, produced by Alan Kagayev, but it may well be a case of too little, too late. He was always in the contest, but over the first 3 rounds, it was Asadullayev who, for my money, did the better work, was more eye-catching, there was more of it. In round 4, Kagayev, to his credit, picked up the pace. He really did that in the 5th round. And then in the final round, well, it was this man who perhaps did the better work overall once again. But a very competitive affair, and I just wonder whether Kagayev will be kicking himself that he didn't start at the pace he demonstrated in rounds 4 and 5 earlier in the bout. This man was allowed to build up a lead on the scorecards, at least that's how I saw it. And by the time Kagayev did pick up the pace after a comparatively slow start, well, he must have been trailing at the halfway stage. Well, again, look at the contrast in body language. Here's Alexander Sadokov with the official verdict.
Боксеров за этот яркий и бескомпромиссный бой. И в этом поединке единогласным решением судей победу по очкам одержал по прозвищу Гладиатор Xavasbek Asadullayev.
So Xavasbek Asadullayev